What's up, guys? In this episode, I go over why you need to always check Craigslist. Stay tuned. What is up, you guys? It's your boy Louie Torres, and funny enough, man, I cannot stop telling people to make sure that if you want to try to find a great deal, you always have to check eBay, you have to check Reverb, and more importantly, you have got to check the deals that always pop up on Craigslist. And here's kind of the issue with Craigslist is when good items pop up, they go like that. So especially when there's guys like me, and this is kind of like the trick to it, right? Because, as a seller on Craigslist, you know how many times you run into guys that just want to lowball you, guys who just are thinking about selling almost the same item and they just want to see how low you'll go with a price, or they just are bored and want to just send out a message just for the heck of it. So what I always do, if I see something that I have to have, the very first thing that I do is I ask myself, am I ready to commit? Okay, because I've been the other guy on the other side who's just like, why is everyone just wasting my time? So question number one, am I ready to commit? And ready to commit means you're stopping whatever you're doing at that moment and you are telling the seller that you will meet them right now, wherever they are, right? Not somewhere in the middle. Hey, I'll drive over to you and I'll meet you and I will buy whatever you are selling. And I always end the message with, I look forward to hearing from you, because that kind of separates the, hey, what's the best price that you are willing to go for that amp? Thanks. I'm basically letting them know, like, hey, I'm willing to dicker, but if the price is fair, like, it's fair, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Sometimes, if something for the most part sells for $400 and someone's selling it for 85, don't be that ding dong that's like, I'll give you 50. Come on, bro. Are you serious right now? There's being fair to yourself, but also understand that there is, the seller is willing to give and take. And you never want to offend them, because trust me, there have been items that I've sold, and if it's a pedal that I think is worth 600 and someone's like, dude, I'll give you $100, dude, I will block that person. Like, don't waste my time, kid. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know, go buy yourself a freaking popsicle or something with that $100. Like, don't waste my time, kid. So those are like the annoying things. So if you're ready to commit, then you have to let them know that you are really interested. If you are trying to dicker with the price, let's say someone's selling, someone locally here is selling an LTD EC1000 24 frets for $675 with case. It's a good price, but $500 is better. But $550 is kind of in that ballpark. So you can just be like, hey, I'm interested. I'll meet up with you today. Would you be willing to accept $550? And just understand, for the most part, people kind of have that little buffer zone, right? So, but again, fair price is a fair price. If that dude was selling his EC1000 with case for $500, $550, $575, it's still a great price, So don't go too crazy and offend people, because you're just not going to get a response, and you're going to have someone that's going to be like, I would rather, out of principle, sell it to someone else for half the price than sell it to you because you're a jerk. Anyway, that being said, the reason why I'm creating this episode is because someone locally was selling two Celestion V30s, and actually he was selling four, right? He was selling two that were UKs and two Chinese Celestion V30s. So, of course, I wanted the UKs. He was selling them for the pair for $120. I'm sorry, I didn't need to go ahead and offer him less because, there's, you can dicker with price when there's several $100 involved. But what am I going to do? Like, I'll give you 110. I'll give you 100. Like, really? I'm cheap, but I'm not that cheap. I'm not $10, $20 cheap. I'm a guy that if you're selling something for $1,000, sell it to me for $850. $150 buffer is much more reasonable than, trying to get two Celestion V30s from the UK or UK models for less than $120 for two. So the guy ended up showing up with a box in the back of his BMW. And he's like, dude, I have the packaging for it. And dude, they are brand new. Celestion V30s. These are the UK models. And he had these installed in a Mesa 212 cabinet. And then he just swapped them out to different speakers. And, dude, first of all, I couldn't, there was no, dude, you know how much of a jerk I would have looked like if I'm just like, I'll give you $90. I'll give you $100. I'll give you 110. Like, bro, you're going to dicker for $10? Come on, bro. What is this? American Pickers? Come on. So, so now my whole thing is trying to figure out where to put those Celestion V30s. And, literally almost everything here has V30s in them except my Splawn and my VHT. But my VHT fat bottom, I may set that up as an X pattern. So I may throw two of the Celestion V30s in there and then take those, what are they, P50Es? And then, try to figure out some other X pattern configuration. I never even thought about X pattern until I had my Bogner Uber Cab 412, and that had Celestion V30s and an X pattern with the G1275s, and that thing sounded brutal as all heck. So again, guys, listen, you can't go into these delicate deals on Craigslist and offer someone a ridiculously low price, because you're going to offend people. And that's one thing that you never want to deal with, because you'll lose. You'll always lose. And the only person losing out is you. Just to give you an example, I have one of my 6505, I ended up getting for $400, and I thought maybe there was an issue. And the guy was just like, I'm done with my band. I just want $400. If you want it, you got it. So I ended up picking that up for that price. And yeah, dude, again, the important part is letting the seller know that you are ready to commit. And more importantly, let them know that you are willing to meet them wherever they are. I've done that with cabinets. I've done that with amps, and, people appreciate that. They're just like, you're willing to get in your car and drive 35 minutes to my house to pick up two speakers for 120. Yes. I did the same thing with the Celestion V30s that are in that Marshall 212. That guy was selling them for $50 each, and I bought two of them. He had a Mesa 412 with four V30s. I think he ended up selling the cabinet to a buddy without the speakers, so he ended up selling two to someone else, and then I bought those two, again, for $50 each. So $50, $60 each. You cannot knock it. You cannot knock that price ever. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, you jerk. And as usual, I will talk to you soon.